Wait.
Cardinal gets up, one at a time. Mary Ann, one at a
Wait.
time. Mary Ann, you start.
Let me,
You talk first and then-
let me say, that when you're talking about how he would be described, I described him as well prepared for his new responsibilities, bringing to them a deep faith, a quick intelligence, personal commitment, and varied pastoral experience. And I hope that you've seen that in action in just a very few minutes, and you'll see it in action for many years to come. I'm very grateful to him and to the Holy Father. Thank you. So if you then would care to ask a few questions, I'm sure there'll be other occasions, but if you've got something now, I'd be happy to try to help.
Cardinal, you had mentioned so many times that you had wanted to meet your successor. You never had that opportunity.
That's right.
Why is that important, and can you give us a sense of what you hope to tell him?
I think Archbishop Cupich has already indicated why it's important. That is that there are dimensions to being Archbishop that are unique, and it's a post that only one person holds at any one time. And so if you can profit from somebody's experience in this particular archdiocese in a way that I hope to help him profit, then it should be good for the people of God, which is what he wants and what I want. So we'll see, but I'll have a chance now to talk to him in these 2 months, off and on anyway. He has a lot of responsibilities still in Spokane, and I have to continue here. But there will be moments of communication, and after that, I'll be available to him for anything that he wants.
Jay?
2 questions, Eminence, about emotions. Relief and surprise.
Aha.
You get what you wanted to be able to retire, the first Archbishop of Chicago to retire. Is that a relief to you? And was his appointment as much of a surprise to you as it apparently was to him?
Jay, the first time we ever talked, you started out asking, how do I feel? And after a half hour of that, I said, Jay, why don't you ask me what I think? And we've been at this ever since. You keep asking how I feel, and I keep responding in another way. But I have realized the importance for communicating for what you bring up, and I'm grateful for the lessons you've taught me. But again, they're lessons. Anyway, well, first of all, a sense of great gratitude to our Holy Father that he has acceded to my request to move along with the appointment, and great gratitude that he's appointed such an able and experienced man who will serve well as Archbishop of Chicago. I leave this church in better hands than mine. And so a sense of great gratitude. I also have to say there's a certain sense of relief. I've been a bishop for many years, and before that I was a religious superior. And in a sense, in those jobs, as you can imagine, you are hostage to what hundreds and even thousands of people do, over which you have no control. So every morning I wake up and think, well, what did Jay say over television last night? And what was written in the Tribune or the Sun-Times, because I'm on for it in some way. And I have to confess, it'll be a relief not to read the papers with that vision in mind, but just to get information and to applaud, oh, that's a nice story, or it isn't. So that's a certain sense of relief, it certainly is. And also relief because, as I've said, not only is it good to have a change after 17 years, but it's also necessary because in the nature of my progress in this life, I'm at a point where I have to spend a lot more attention to health problems than I had to before, both because of the cancer and new treatments and danger of infections constantly and some post-polio problems. And this is a full-time job. So I am relieved and grateful that now somebody who can do it full-time will be in charge. And I can pray, and I always will, and I hope help pastorally in different ways, hear confessions, do confirmations, et cetera, be available. But nonetheless, it'll be a very different schedule. And others who have retired, I've asked them, how has it been? He said, well, it is strange. One moment you're at the center of everything, and the next moment you're not. And you have to adjust to that. And in 2 months' time, I'll tell you what it's like. how I feel at that time.
If I can just respond,
Yes.
Eminence, you taught us a lot more than we taught you, and we're grateful.
Well, thank you
more,
very
Alan.
much.
Alan,
Okay,
one more.
thank you.
Eminence Alan Kraszewski, thanks so much for allowing us this opportunity. I do want to ask you in terms of how the transition, as you see it, will take place. As you lay out between now and November 18th, and even beyond that, what will go into effect now? What will happen to allow for a smooth transition and the sharing of information that you've talked about yourself in terms of as a mentor or as someone who's experienced it and passing on that knowledge to your successor?
Well, first of all, I'll ask him what he wants to know, and then I'll tell him what I think he should know, must know. We've already last night exchanged, I gave him some books about the legal position of Archbishop of Chicago vis-a-vis a number of other corporations. What will happen, I think, is every time now I come before a decision that I know is going to have consequences beyond my tenure, I'll pick up the phone and ask him, this is the way we're going, it's well prepared, I think this is the right way to go, but do you have any problems with it, because you're going to have to live with it. So I think in that way we'll start the discussion.
Okay, we'll do one more question.
Specifically
Get up.
on the clergy sex abuse cases, what steps will you take to make sure your successor has a full understanding of the cases here in Chicago that still need attention?
Well, he'll be fully briefed. We spoke about that briefly last night. No, when I came, I asked, what's the situation here? And they sat me down for half a day, and they went through every single case. And that will happen here, too. Sure.
Cardinal George, how are you feeling health-wise, and do you still plan to visit Pope Francis in November?
I hope to have the strength. There are other reasons to go to Rome in November, meetings, et cetera, that I have, because I'm still part of different conferences. My title is Cardinal after I'm through with being Archbishop of Chicago, but being Cardinal has nothing to do with Chicago. I'm Cardinal because I'm the pastor of that little church on the Tiber Island called St. Bartholomew's in Rome. So therefore, cardinals continue until they're 80 years old, if I live that long, as advisors to the Pope through the various committees they belong to. So I have those meetings to go to if I want to. And I would like to continue to contribute to the public life of the church somewhat. Besides that, I'd also like to talk to the Pope personally. I haven't had a chance to do that just because he's a nice man, and I would like to get to know him a bit better. So if I have the strength, I'll do that. As I said, there are problems that come up, particularly with this regime. The reactions to drugs are unknown. And so all of a sudden I find different phenomena that I wasn't accustomed to experiencing once again, particularly relating to muscle weakness, and that make me walk in a very clumsy fashion again. I have to figure out what that's about. And so there's just all kinds of puzzles that I have to think about and help the doctors think through, and that takes time. But, we're in the hands of God, and I think I'm reconciled to that, and we'll see how it goes.